Does the Prince of the Netherlands know it's... No, no, no. We don't have a prince in the Netherlands, dude. We do have a royal family, but they only have girls. There's a king. And he's got 3 daughters. We have a couple of really old princes, right? All right, hold up. We have princes on the other side, but you know, that's like a layer down. Yeah, no, that's true. Like the king's brother is like technically also in the line of the... Ah, you're right, you're right. You could marry into the royal family, absolutely. Technically possible. One of your coworkers has a tattoo on his bicep of Chuck Norris. God, that's something you say in jest, not something you actually do. Tattooing Chuck Norris on your bicep is commitment to the joke. He's actually friends with him? Look, I am friends too with people, okay? But I would be very I would be very surprised if next time I see, like, say, Wardy, for example, he has a Lowko tattoo on his bicep. Although he should. Actually, I recommend the back. Put a giant tattoo of me on his... Yeah. More canvas, you know? More space. You're getting a Lowko tattoo on your forehead? Please don't. Free advertising? That's true, I guess. Okay, that should be good enough. Then this thing needs to be attached to this thing somehow. Magically. Oh, it goes up. It's in the wind. Gotcha. So it should go in like so. Yeah. Okay. Gotta add a little bit of glue. Sorry, that's my hair. That's my hair. Whee! I give you a little bit of a jump scare every once in a while, you know? I tried to not scare you guys, but I am pretty terrifying. Suddenly there's a nerd in the frame. I don't think I've ever... No, I don't think there's any Lowko tattoos out there in the world. I remember talking to Carbolt about this years ago, and he mentioned that the first time he ever saw like any of his little creatures, you know, that he drew up in like 10 minutes, he was very confused that somebody had that tattooed on their body. But apparently there's like dozens of them. People that have like a little changeling, or like a little Zergling, right? Like the Lenny Zergling, or the Marine, or the Zealot, or whatever. Bunch of nerds. Yeah, this is a lovely little knife. It's from a Japanese brand called Olva. It's pretty good. It's like 10 bucks. Thanks. Huh? Yeah, well. I'm gonna get a Lowko tattoo on my toes. Each toe is one letter. Sick. Yeah, Lorraine got me some coffee. And she also got me this, chat. This looks healthy. What do we do with it? Do we get some Apple ASMR? Enjoy, enjoy. Mwah. That's not a knife? This doesn't count. Okay, look, I don't want to go into knife gatekeeping, okay? Pretty sure people called it a knife, but nobody knows. Okay. One little dude done. We need to make the other little dude. Other little dude is this guy. And then we need to get the rest of the parts of it, which is right over here. I need to get, well, basically the final sections, I guess. Yeah, 36. Oh, the final parts. We're nearly done. Then we need 37 and 38. Okay. These are the final parts that we need to get. Then we can glue the whole thing together. Okay, so this part over here needs to get attached to the other half of its body. I've been using quite a few brushes from a brand called Rosemary & Co. I think they're pretty nice. But brushes in general, there's so many different brands out there. I feel like the ones you should use are the ones you can easily get a hold of. Because it seems to be mostly, like, price seems to be very dependent on where you live. Like, the brushes I use are made in the UK, so they're relatively easy to get a hold of because it's close by, like, geographically, you know, like it's not far. But if you live in the States or whatever, it's kind of, I can imagine maybe they're more, I don't know, just get whatever. Yeah, they're Kolinsky Sable. I like their Series 33. They're Kolinsky Sable brushes. But there's so many brush brands that a lot of people love. I know there's like the Winsor & Newton ones, the Raphael 8404, the Artis Opus ones, the Da Vinci 36. There's a load of them, man. Well, yeah, they did leave the European Union, but it didn't move the actual island. I was secretly hoping, too, that we were gonna push the island off of the shore, and we're just gonna watch them sail away, but sadly that did not happen. No, we did that to Iceland once upon a time, fun fact. That's why they're so far out there, you know? There's quite a few brushes that you can get that are nice. Kolinsky Sable are definitely the nicest ones, but they're also the more expensive ones. Because they use, like most of the really nice brushes use animal hair. And it uses like kind of like buying steak, you know? Like it uses the finest parts of the hair. So it's a bit of a mess. It's the Jonson! Yeah! I'm showing the Jonson live on stream, Panic Switched. Lion. L. Jonson. That's it, Apex. Yeah. Lion de Jonson. They really didn't try very hard with some of the names, eh? You can kind of tell that the guy who came up with the names for the Primarchs just kind of wrote them down on a napkin on a Sunday afternoon. I feel like going back in time, they would like to change some of the names. This guy's literally called Jonson. All of the guys in that entire army have like very historic names. Except for the guy leading them all, his name is Jonson. I don't know, dude. What's up, Kichi? Hello. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of Warhammering. I've been looking for 40,000 Warhammers, haven't found a single one yet. But I think we're only, yeah, we're getting close now. Turns out Angron is angry. Yeah, Ferrus Manus, literal name for iron hands in Latin. Sanguinius is kind of a cool name, I guess, but not super original. They could have named Jonson Arthas since his mentor is Luther. That's true. So they should have called him Larthus. Horus is a good name, I guess. The son of Isis and Osiris. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't know what Reboot Gilliman is a reference to. I'm not sure. Okay. We have the sheath of the weapon over here. This one's looking pretty clean. I got some new sprue cutters, man. It makes a huge difference. Fun fact, the first edition of his name was Lionel Jonson. Like Lionel? His reference to a late Victorian English poet of the same name? Really? And then they made it Lion L apostrophe Jonson? There's a poem of a Victorian English poet called Lionel Jonson, who has a poem called The Dark Angel? Oh, I did not know that. Huh. That's cool. That's a pretty niche reference. It's just that his name is Jonson, which, you know, like nothing wrong with the name Jonson, don't get me wrong. It's just very not fantasy. Like, if his name is Jonson, which obviously comes from the verb or from the name Jon's son, does that mean the emperor's name is John? Maybe that's why he goes by the name Emperor. That's just lame. John Warhammer! His name is John Warhammer. God. Alright, that's cool though, Jean-Pierre. I like that. That's cool. I didn't know that. These are probably long-running jokes in the Warhammer world, but I'm just not familiar with them. That's funny. You just started playing or painting a Black Templar's army? Nice. I got a little bit of fluff. I feel like having cats is... You're gonna have fluff in your house. There's just fluff. Little bits of hair and dust and things. You're debating whether or not you should do an Imperial Fist or Dark Angel's Heresy era army? Okay. There's a lot of cool options, man. So this little guy is holding the sheath of the weapon. I can imagine Imperial Fist and Dark Angels are both very commonly played, right? I think they're probably some of the most popular ones. Oh, you have both of them already? You just need to decide which one you're gonna do first? Gotcha. Okay. Oh, okay. So Imperial Fists don't have a separate codex? As someone who doesn't know the rules, does that mean Imperial Fists are played the exact, like they're played as like the default Space Marines? If you want to do a custom chapter or whatever, they would be played identical to Imperial Fists? Okay, so the lion fits like this onto the base, which is pretty cool. We're just gonna have to decide how we want to fit all of this. I don't think it really has a lot of wiggle room, eh? This guy is gonna stand somewhere over here. Oh, actually, he has a little spot. I didn't realize there was a little gap over here, too. Okay. And this dude, does this guy have a separate location? Like a specific area where he hangs out? I think it's more like this. Yeah, this guy's kind of in the back. Oh yeah, he has a little slot over here too. Okay. So as long as as long as I center this and make sure that that part is on there, we should be good. I should probably use super glue for this, but then I have to go grab my super glue. And I don't have it over here on my desk, and that wouldn't mean getting up. So we'll just try and use plastic glue instead. But I should probably not do this. Maybe if I just goop it with a lot of plastic glue, we'll be fine. It'll be fine. If it comes off, if it doesn't work, I will use super glue instead. Okay. That's onto the base. And this guy has to stand over here. He slots in right over here. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna work, is it? Okay, fine, I'll get up. I'll get up. I have super glue right over here. Sometimes my super glue does this thing though, where it's like, yo, I am super glue. I'm gonna super glue my own fucking lid on. And it's not ideal. It's a bit annoying. Is today one of those days? It is one of those days. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear, chat. Very inappropriate of me. I'm gonna try and use my... where is it? I need the little gribber grabber. I believe that's the technical name for the tool. I found my little gribber grabber. I tried this in the past and it didn't work. I think I may have super glued my own super glue. Yeah, I can super glue the whole lid off, but... Oh! Gribby grabber did the job! Huge. Gribby grabber strikes again. Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna use the gribby grabber again. Oh, I broke off the whole lid. Perfect. Gribby grabbers. Okay, this is super glue. I don't want to get it stuck on my fingers because that sucks. Sorry, I'm gonna kind of do this in the frame, but I want to be a little careful with this stuff. That should be okay. That should be okay. Then this guy is going to stand over here. Yeah. So I need a little bit of super glue on his foot. Super glue not as user-friendly. Last time I got super glue on my fingers, I was like, yo, this isn't a problem, because I know Lorraine has this like nail polish removal stuff that uses acetone, and I can just kind of, you know, get it off of my fingers. And it turns out she specifically bought stuff that was acetone free for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because it's poison? Oh. I don't know, dude. Everything's poison. No, it's probably better for you to not get too much of it on your fingers. Don't glue the models on, Lowko, before painting them. I'm painting it on there. I'm gluing it. I will show you the sub-assemblies in a minute. Okay. Ooh. Is this gonna be stuck on there? I don't think it's stuck enough. I need it a little bit more stuck. I didn't put any glue on around the base area here. Can do a little bit over here. Yeah, I find if I don't use super glue on like directly onto the base plate, it doesn't really stick for as long as I would like it to. I don't really know why, because it's still plastic. But I guess it just has a little bit too much, I guess quite a few of these little bubbles, right? Like it has a couple of ridges and stuff, and I guess it just doesn't really catch it. Maybe I just need to apply more or something, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I have some of that too, Dexel. It's actually pretty nice. All right, guys. I think that wraps up all the building. So, here's the plan. We have the base. We're gonna paint this as it is, separately from the rest. So we have the 2 servitors, the skeleton guy, and then a bunch of like debris and some rocks and some dirt and whatnot. Then I'm gonna be painting this guy on separately. So this is obviously by far the majority of the work. Couldn't really keep the cloak separate because of the way that the miniature is laid out. That's gonna be quite a bit of painting, but it should be manageable like this. I can kind of like get to the bottom of the cloak from the bottom. Should be okay, and then when we're done with it, we can kind of glue it like so. And it can look like that. Glorious and everything. Pretty sick. And then I've also got a couple of other parts separate. So we have the backpack. That backpack goes on right over here. I figured we'll keep that separate too, because otherwise painting everything else underneath is going to be tough. Plus on top painting this is going to be tough. I have the shield that's separate. So the shield is going to go up over here. We will clip it off of the sprue when it's done. But this kind of gives me something to hold on to while I'm painting it. Then we have the sword. I could probably glue the sword on right now, to be honest. If it doesn't hold like this, because that is kind of a thin connection point right over there. I will clip it off and just glue it onto the main model. Should be fine. Ish. Hopefully. No, it should be okay. And then we also have the head. I decided to go with this head. The one that has the face underneath the hood. And then when we're done with that, that's also obviously going to get glued in. Kind of like so. Onto his body. The only thing I kind of need to do is figure out a way to properly hold this. Because this thing is kind of annoying. I could just use, I have a couple different ways to do this. I'm thinking maybe the easiest for this is just to use like a little, like one of these. We can just kind of, what if I clip off the ending of it? Okay, that went somewhere. It went flying. Yeah, I think I'll use some super glue for this. And then we can just twist this off when we're done with it. I could also use some blue tack or something. That would also do the trick. I have some of the sticky stuff. Let me see. Do I have some of the sticky stuff? I don't think I have blue tack, but I do have something similar. Do you have some sort of texture paste for filling the bases where it's empty? Yeah, absolutely. I will do some of that too. I don't think I really need to apply that right now. I could do it right now, to be honest. Like before, maybe it's better to do it right now. I've tried it both ways. It's fine to do either. I have a little too much. Dude, I still have way too much. Okay. So we kind of stick that on there. And then we stick a little toothpick type of thing. I don't know if this is gonna hold. I think it'll probably not hold entirely well. I could also just glue it on, to be honest. I don't think this is gonna hold well enough. No, this is kind of a messy setup. I should be able to remove this though, right? If I use some super glue. Shouldn't be super hard. It's also just kind of messy. I think if I just use some super glue, I can just twist it off when we're done with it. I think it should be fine. Yeah, I do have some of the texture paste. We need very, very little on this mini though, because there's just not a lot of empty space to fill. At least not compared to some of the other minis I've painted so far, where there's just loads of empty space. Okay, this was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done this. Okay. Does it still fit on there flush? Yeah. Maybe blue tech is better for that sort of thing, because it probably doesn't break off like this does. I'm just going to use a little bit of super glue for this. Just the tiniest amount. We don't really need much of it, just a little bit. And I'll kind of snip this part off over here. There we go. The line is such a nice model. Too bad Sanguinius died in 40,000 lore. That model would be glorious. Yeah. You never know if he might come back though. I've been doing Warhammer since February of 2024. I think Blue Tech is like an American brand. I'm not exactly sure. I've never heard of the name specifically. There is a Horus Heresy model for Sanguinius. Yeah, okay, so with a little stick like that, it will give me something to hold on to while I'm painting it. I think this is actually fine. I could just hold it like this. I don't really need anything else. So this should be pretty paintable. And I think that about gives me everything I need. Yeah. It's a bit messy because we have lots of different parts, but I think that's about everything we need. So I'll put that over here. And then I'm hoping once we're done with it, I can just kind of grab it and we can just twist. And the little toothpick should come loose. Okay. The last thing I can really still do is add a bit of texture paint to the base, and then we can just prime it all in one go. Not a bad idea. Now where is my texture paste? I have a couple different versions actually of it. I've been using basically the same stuff on all my minis lately. I quite like it. I've been using this stuff from AK called Muddy Ground Diorama. This stuff's pretty nice. It's a little messy to work with, but basically this is like a giant pot of paint filled with sand and glue. And when it dries, it leaves behind like a nice little texture that looks like dirt. So I'm just going to scoop a little bit on it. You don't really need to specifically paint this. Like you can just apply this as a one solution type of thing. But I'm just gonna prime it underneath the whole thing and I will decide what color we want to make the dirt later on. It'll be brown, but at least, like since this is kind of messy, I don't really enjoy doing it too late. Like if I do this as the final step, so most people do this as the absolute final step on a miniature, but I kind of find that it looks, I don't know. I'm always kind of happy with how my mini looks, and then I start applying texture paste, and it's all over the place, and it's messy, and everything looks not the way that I want it to. This leaves little grains of sand and stuff all over. Gonna get some of it as well on the ropes. I actually do kind of recommend using this before priming the Mini. I don't think that's what most people do, but it is kind of nice this way. Never apply those pastes as an end process? Well, that's what most folks do. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on miniature painting, but no, it's kind of nice to do it earlier on. I do recommend, if you've never given it a try before, to do it first. I think it's nice. But it does mean that you have to paint it again when it's done. This looks like the lion pooped on the base. No, 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 no. I mean, kinda, yeah, actually. Look, the lion can do whatever he likes, okay? He's the lion after all. I'd be lying if I thought otherwise. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Poop for the poop god. No. That's mean to the lion, dude. He's been dead for a long time. I don't really know what happens to him, but he doesn't really need this in his life. I'm cleaning the rim with my fingers. It's what I like to do. I can just wash my hands, don't worry, chat. I always do the basing first. Right. Yeah, so kind of like what I'm doing right now, right, Dexel? I see. I think this is the way to do it, dude. I think you do this first, rather than later. It's also kind of okay to get some of it on the dirty parts here, like on the sculpted dirt, if that makes any sense. Because it kind of blends it together a bit. Okay. A little bit of texture paste. Want a little bit more over here. Okay. That looks pretty good. What's up, Trello? Stepping into this live stream gave me such good vibes. Yo, glad you enjoy it. You're a commission painter? Oh, okay. I see. Stepping into the live stream? Well, it's a hobby, right? Like, yeah, I guess if you're a commission painter, at some point you may kind of lose the... Like, it's all about speed and doing it quickly and trying to get it done, right? Which is a bit of a different vibe. Also fun, but a different vibe. You should share some of your work. I'm very curious. If you have some that you want to share. Actually, this goes for anybody. If you have a sick, you can obviously always link like an Instagram or whatever in the chat, but if you have like a really nice project or something you want to share about Warhammer painting, there is a Discord group chat for it. Discord.gg/LowkoTV. There's quite a few people hanging out there. Always nice to see the different projects that everybody's working on. I'm also pretty slow though, like I don't really... Like even though this is technically me at work, right? Because I live stream and stuff for a living, it's a bit weird, but this also is in a way kind of like my hobby time. So I don't really... I don't want to rush. Okay, I just need a tiny little piece of paper so we can clean. Oh, sorry, did my microphone do the thing again? I'm so sorry, man. It does this sometimes. I don't know if it just did the squeak again. I think it did. I saw my microphone peak. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I can't figure it out. I've been trying to figure out why it does that, but I don't know if it was super loud. I'm using a wireless mic, and it's like good 99.9999% of the time, and then it randomly is like, Wah! Apologize for that. If somebody has an idea what it could be, please let me know. Oh, I forgot drinking my coffee. Ew. Okay. It's gonna wipe off some of the gunk that we got on the sides. Want to try and keep this nice and pristine. Don't really want to get dirt on there. Maybe my finger is actually the superior tool. Finger might be better. The finger is better for cleaning the rim. Yeah. Fun fact. Okay. Gonna have to make sure that we prime this whole thing down, but I will do that off stream, because that gets a little bit messy. And I have to make sure I don't die from breathing in the fumes and stuff. But we'll do that off stream. So that means that next time I get to some mini painting again, I will go ahead and build this guy up, or paint this guy up. I mean, don't even believe though that it's gonna take me one session. It is likely going to take me a month. Because again, I'm slow. But that's okay, we're not in a rush. Let me just clean up some of the stuff though, because I have a lot of stuff. We're doing a tidying part of the stream now. How exciting is that? Make sure my glue is actually not gonna open magically on its own. That would suck. There we go. This can go there. Dude, the little like sprue cutters that I bought came with like a safety pouch. I don't know why, but I guess that does the trick. I haven't yet lost it, so I will use it until I don't, until I lose it. And I will put the rest of the stuff that I have over here back in the box, including the extra heads. Yeah, so we have the alternative head options. We'll leave those for now. If I like mess up the painting of the head that I chose, I may have to swap it out, so we'll just keep them. And I mean, I don't really throw them away anyways. I'll keep all this junk over here in the box. Then we should be good to go. Gamers, today we are going to begin painting the lion. Now, he doesn't have a head at the moment. This morning, I primed all of the different parts that I built a couple of days ago. And I'm planning on basically painting all of them individually, and then we're gonna glue them together when we're done. That is the plan. It's gonna be a while. The lion is gonna be separated from his head for an extended period of time, but that's okay. Let me show you real quick the different parts that we have. So we have the base. Basically what I did, by the way, is I primed the entire thing, like every part, black. And then I spray coated it from like a top down with like a light gray. So you can kind of see all of the details. So this is the base. There's a skeleton over here. There's a bunch of these guys that are holding all of his tools. One of them has the scabbard, the other one has like the holy thingamajig. A nice little base. Then we obviously have the lion himself. Very intricate miniature. Especially the cloth is going to be a little bit tricky. But we'll just have to try our best. I think it looks pretty cool though. Yeah, very pretty. Just also very hard to paint. So the nice thing is if you prime it whole in black and then you do only gray from the top down, you can kind of see all of the details right from the start, which is, yeah, pretty sick. I do have a head. So here's the head of the lion. I'm gonna go with the hooded face. I did the same thing on this too, so you can kind of, there's his face. It is absolutely tiny though, like here's my thumbnail. It is very small. We have his like backpack. So this is gonna be glued onto his back. I have his sword. So one of the sword is kind of gonna be pointing down like that. So he's gonna be holding that kind of like so. So this part of the sword is a little bit highlighted. The other side, not so much. And then we have the shield. Shield looks pretty amazing too, but also incredibly intricate. So yeah. Very cool stuff. Yeah, we're gonna do some painting right now. Am I getting into 40k game casts? Honestly, I don't know anything about 40k as far as the game goes. So yeah, I'm not really planning on doing much as far as that goes. Now I've written myself a little bit of a painting build order guide type of thing. Mostly using the painting steps that I saw, what's his name? What's the goat of mini painting tutorials? Duncan Rhodes. He made a video tutorial about this particular miniature. And I figured I'll follow him mostly in steps. I am going to be changing a bunch of the stuff up, and I'm not really planning on using the exact same colors because he's got like his own paint range, and I don't want to buy those because I'm cheap. No, I don't really want to do all of it. So we're just going to follow some of it along. I'm going to make equivalent paints, I guess, and we'll go from there. So the first step we'll do is base coat all of the armor with black, which is going to take a while. Everything is going to take a while. Yeah. For base coating, I guess we can use a pretty large brush. We don't have to get too crazy. Is the lion similar in size to Gilliman? Like in the lore or in the mini, the size of the mini? I think it's about the same actually for both. Your question is answered in yes, in both instances, I think. Maybe the mini is slightly bigger, but I'm not exactly sure. The only problem here is that I don't have an easy way of holding onto him, so I'm gonna just have to paint him like so. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more. Oh, I don't own the Gilliman miniature, but maybe somebody in the chat knows? Maybe somebody in the chat is familiar with the sizing of the minis? I'm not exactly sure. So we'll just get started, guys. Got a little bit of water. Gotta just dilute it. And this is just to base coat all of the armor. Most of it is already quite black, but just to have a nice strong color. But just base coat the whole thing. The cape is gonna be one of the main focus points for today. Also, one of the trickier parts to painting, I think, because this guy has a lot of detail. Yeah, this is just a pure black. So this is literally just a matte black. Nothing, nothing spicy, nothing fancy. Mostly just doing this right now because there's a good chance that I'm going to smudge it a little bit when I get to painting the cloak. because the cloak is a really large part. So I figured we'll just paint it all in one go for now, and then we can fix some of the slip-ups later on. Because it's just one color, right? It's pretty easy. Lion guy. Yeah, Primarchs in the lore of Warhammer are like 4 meters tall. If they were on Tinder, you would never be able to compete with them, dude. I'm sorry. If you're 6.5 feet, you're still a short king compared to a Primarch. Yeah, it is what it is. So we'll just start with some base coats today. I don't really know exactly how long I want to be painting for, but I figured this miniature has been staring from the corner of my room for a little bit. I figured we'll just start today. I think I'm going to paint for maybe like 2.5-ish hours, 2 hours, something like that. Do they have a 6-figure income? Primarchs? I think they could get any job they wanted. If they're into finance, I guess they could easily make it, yeah. Is that the most important thing on a dating app? To communicate how much money you make? I haven't been on a dating app in a long time, Chad. I find that interesting. Really, do people communicate how much money they make in dating apps? Is this actually a thing? No way. Very common in Asia? Really? Very common in Asia, but not in Europe? That's funny. That's such a weird, like, first question in a dating app. How much money do you make? 80% of your first interactions are about your salary? No way. If that's the first question, that's an instant unmatch, no? Am I crazy? So what is the amount they're looking for? Like, what is a normal thing? Like, when do they unmatch you? 100K plus? If you make less, that's a lot of money though. Wow. That's an insane question in a dating app in my mind, dude. I guess I'll just base coat this whole thing. It doesn't have to be too clean. Lowko, would you like to see my Tyranid army? I have 6,000 points. 95% of it is painted? Yo. I actually have a Discord group chat. If you go to discord.gg/LowkoTV, we have a mini painting group chat. You can definitely post it in there. That's a lot. 6,000 points? That's a lot of points of Tyranids. Yeah, you should go check it out. If you want to share pictures, I'll check them out after the stream. Absolutely. You have 100 painted Termagants? Oh, yeah. That's a lot. So, okay, so I have heard of people saying the 6-foot meme. So people want 6 feet, 6-figure income, and a 6-pack? At like what, age 25? Like, that's so crazy. You have that and you still have no matches? Oof. This is, maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't think that would be acceptable in Dutch dating apps, dude. There's about 0% chance. Any Dutchies in the chat that use dating apps, do people ask for your income? I wonder if this is just a cultural thing. Also, making 100,000 a year in the Netherlands is a lot of money. I feel like if somebody were to ask you that in a dating app in the Netherlands, it would not, you know, it would not be cool. Yeah. Fascinating. This is all part of his armor, right? We'll make his black too. Same for this little shoulder piece.